We'll start off big. First off, thank you guys for all being here. We're excited. To have all of you here means the season's coming. So we're excited about that. We appreciate the coverage you give, not just to our sport, but to all sports here at Temple and all the coverage you guys do. So we're appreciative of that. We're ready to go. These guys have seen a lot of Temple versus Temple in practice. They're gearing up, excited for the season. And it's a lot of new faces. I think the fans and our alums are really going to enjoy meeting some of our newer guys. We've got a lot of personalities on the team, so we're excited to see it come together with the guys that stayed. So it's been a lot of fun, a lot of hard work, trying to create our culture and what we're expecting. And we've done a lot of what does it take to be a Temple basketball player. That includes being a student athlete. So all that stuff, and we're just excited to get to November 6th at this point. So with that, any questions you guys have? Go ahead.
How you doing? Jay Mathis, II, Al Sports Update. For the international players, such like Picorelli and also Hoffman as well, how have they adjusted to the environment? And for the international players, how have they compared to the American players here at Temple?
I think they've done an amazing job. They're two older guys who've been at some amazing other universities, so that's been great. They're, having that experience and that age, they fit in right away, and I think they just fit in together. I don't even look at it as international and not like they're Temple basketball players to us. They've been great. They got great personalities. They've been great leaders. That's something that we've really been excited about from both of them. And they both can shoot the three, so I like that, as you guys probably have heard me say a little bit since I've been here. So they've been awesome additions to our program.
Adam, is there ever enough time in the preseason to get in all you want to get in, especially with so much new?
We'll find out November 6th. I think there is, but we sat down at the beginning, probably towards the end of the summer, and said, all right, let's do, how many weeks of practice do we have? How many days do we have? What do we have to install? What do we need to add before we play our first game? And then we're going to go throughout the year and add things as we progress through the season. So it's been a lot, especially being a first-time head coach. You spend a lot of time on the practice plan and, oh, should we do this today? Did we do this? Oh, we forgot to do that. Let's go back to that. But I think we've had, when you have a great staff, and my staff's been amazing. Like, these guys are awesome. They've helped our team, our players so much. So they've kind of helped us prepare to get ready for that first game. So I think we've had a lot of time. And, now you want to see it against another opponent, right? You see what it is against us every day, cherry and white. But now you want to see it against somebody else with the bright lights.
With the rule changes, with them changing things up a little bit with charging, I know you want to shoot a lot of threes, but is there more of an opportunity now to tell guys, like, hey, I really want you to get to the rim? And if so, who are other guys on the team where you think that could really benefit their game?
Yeah, it's a great question. There are some rule changes here. We've gone over it with our guys. I think it affects your offense and your defense, right? If you're the secondary help defender and you're late, you almost have to just jump now, right? Because if not, it's going to be basically called a block. And you're going to see, we've worked on our emotions. I don't want guys thinking they took a charge. Now they're throwing up their hands. We want to be cool, calm, and collected, something we talk about a lot. Jordan Riley does a great job getting downhill. I think you're going to see this is a guy who can shoot the three, but man, when he gets downhill going strong, Hasir Miller's another guy, Quante Berry, Shane Dusoni, a lot of our guys do a really good job of straight line driving. And hopefully that rule change will help them. You've got to be set to take that charge, and I think that takes out some of the, maybe some inconsistencies you've seen throughout the last 5 years in that block charge debate. So it's something we've addressed with our guys, and we want to play off 2 feet anyway, so we've talked a lot about that.
When you bring in some of these transfers that have been around college basketball a lot, and obviously you want your older kids to be leaders, what's sort of the challenges for them in being a leader when they're in a new program and they're also trying to learn what you want out of them and out of this program?
No, I think it's a great question, Josh. I think the best thing is everybody's new, and we've talked about that. I'm new. They're all new to what we're trying to do. So, we talked about from the beginning, we have 14 guys on the team, and right now there's 0 starters. And people think that's a little bit silly to say, but it's the truth. We wanted 14 guys coming out, learning our system, learning what our terminology is. That's such a big thing that we've spent a lot of time on this offseason. You might say, lift man. Somebody might say shake action. It could be the same thing, but we want it all to be the same word so everybody's on the same page. So I think that's been probably one of the strengths of having a new coach is that anybody you bring in is learning everything for the first time. So whether you've been at Temple or not, you can still be a leader. I think what's been great is the returners are They love this place, right? Everybody had a chance to leave. The guys that stayed, they bleed cherry and white, so they can help with a lot of the university stuff and things of that nature, which has been great for our guys.
And the transfers in particular, you feel like have picked up the terminology or who the first guy to get?
Yeah, I think, Matteo Picarelli picks it up like that. Sam Hoffman, and you look, they're older. They've been at, a couple great universities. So those two, Steve Settle's done a great job of picking it up right away, what our terminology is. So I think, and those three have been really good leaders for us, those three. So, and they've helped the other guys. I see them talk to guys in huddles. Hey, this is what coach was saying, or hey, this is what it is. And that's been really helpful.
You mentioned guys having a chance to leave. And this year, obviously, put his name in the portal. You convinced him to stay. Were those conversations like, and how much do you kind of rely on him to set the standard now that he's back?
I rely on him a lot. I'm forever grateful for him. He got this thing started for us. He's got me forever. I told him that when we sat down with him. That's a big decision he made. But I think he's a guy that understands this university. You got to understand Temple, the history of it. We talk a lot about it with our guys. He's from Philadelphia. This means something to him to be successful here. And I think the conversations were open and honest. We watched, when you take over a new job, you watch a lot of film in a short amount of time. So that's something that we spent a lot of time trying to learn everybody's game, guys that stayed, guys that left. And I said to him, you need some work to do. And here's our plan for you. So we met with him and had a specific plan. Chris Clark was unbelievable. He did a great job in helping him see what our vision was for him and getting him to stay. So that was something that was really important. But I think just knowing we had a plan for him, and not just for now, but what are you going to do when the ball stops bouncing? And that was something we talked about a lot. So he had a tough decision to make. He came back. But with that, we have some pressure on him. I told him, you're going to have to handle the ball. You're going to be off the ball. You've got to lead us by example. And you got to be a vocal leader. So it's going to be a little bit different role for you in that sense. And he's been awesome. He's taken it on. He's embraced that role. And since the first day we got here, he's done that.
With Jaleel, he's been known as this defender and really solid rebounder. What's the next step, do you think, for him offensively?
I think it's playing hard all the time, right? Just competing, like you said, defending, rebounding. And then the offensive game, right? He's another guy, I should have mentioned earlier, can get downhill. He drives the basketball. He's strong. Our strength and conditioning coach, Coach Ason's done an amazing job with him. He's college built, college ready. And, we want to continue to work on three-point shooting. Right, something he spent a lot of time on. He's got great confidence in it, and we're excited. He did a lot this summer to work on some of his weaknesses that he's now made strengths, and we're excited to see what that happens come November.
You mentioned this year. How familiar were you with him or his game before you kind of got here and got to see him?
Yeah, really familiar. I had seen him play in high school. I was probably at games that Josh was at. He's at every game there is around here, right? But was very familiar with him and was excited. I think he does so many great things that you want in a guy on your team. So for him to come back, that's why I said I'm forever grateful. He got this thing started for us and our staff. So we were familiar with it, and then we got to know him. I didn't know him well, so that was something that I really spent a lot of time this summer getting to know him. And whether it be him, family, how he thinks, and all that stuff, that was something that we took great pride in.
What are sort of the tangible basketball strengths of your roster, do you think?
It's a great question. Depends on what day you see me. Right now, I think we're doing a great job of getting downhill. We can really drive the basketball. We've really worked on 2 feet. We spent a lot of time on making the right read. I want our guys to learn how to play the game. Don't be robots out there. So we've spent a lot of time on read and react, and not as much run here, screen, stop. This is what you do. And we say to our guys all the time, you got to play. You got to play. If we call a play and you see something and you can go beat your man and make a play, go do it. That's playing the game of basketball. So hopefully that answers your question, but a lot of guys that can get downhill, we compete, we're long, we're athletic, we're shooting the three, probably not the clip I want right now, but it keeps getting better. And we've got guys in the gym, that's where we've seen, kind of that culture of guys just wanting to work. Guys struggle at practice. I just hear the ball bouncing in my office. It's a guy shooting that night, just trying to get more reps in. So that's been really encouraging for us.
Hey Coach, Dave Podolsky, Al Sports Update. I'm doing a story on Jewish excellence in athletics here at Temple. You're one of only 12 out of 350 D1 men's basketball head coaches that is Jewish. How do you balance your faith and factor in that you're a role model for Jewish athletes and coaches across the country?
You know, Josh was actually the one that told me that stat at my press conference. I didn't know it, to be honest with you. It's something really important, right? Being back home, and this was the first time I think I celebrated the Jewish holidays with my family, and as long as I can remember. It's something we take great pride in. Obviously, with what's going on right now, it's just awful, right? So it's trying to be there for each other in any way we can, you know. And people email me about certain things. They're trying to get in the business, and they bring up that. I want to help. I want to help mentor. So it's something we take great pride in. The one mistake I made, there was a Jewish Exponent article and it said I don't have a synagogue right now. So I was like the free agent in Philadelphia. I got more emails from people trying to get me to join their synagogue. I appreciate all the emails that people sent. I'm going to get through the season, then we'll figure it out. But it is something that's really important to me and important to my family, my wife, and her family as well. So we take great pride in it.
And you know, you competed in the 2000 Maccabi Games. How did that help you connect with both your Jewish faith and with the game of basketball itself?
You know, it was a great experience. And I'll even rewind it. The year before I got cut. So Coach Shifty, I know Larry knows well. He cut me the first year, and I saw him. And I spoke at the Philadelphia Sports Jewish Hall of Fame, and he was organizing it. And I talked about that he cut me. But it was something, it was a great experience. It was unique, and I think all those experiences along the way prepared you. And it put me out of my comfort zone. I remember showing up to the gym to try out. I didn't know anybody in the gym. Everybody else knew each other. There were a lot of guys from this area or that area. I knew nobody, just walked in. But it helped me, you know, get uncomfortable, to be comfortable in situations.
You know, with everything that's going on right now, you're a public figure. How do you see yourself, you know, fitting into that role amongst everything that's going on?
You know, I think there's so much stuff. So what I've really tried to do is I read a lot. You know, my family sends me things, so I'm updated on it. You know, and I think just being there, you know, like just being there. I've talked to the rabbi who's on campus here at Temple. He's been great. We're trying to figure out a time to get together. So, you know, if the students want to get together, I want to be there to support them because it's just awful. It's horrible what's going on, no matter what your religion is or anything in your beliefs. So just being there for people. I think that's the biggest thing is having a support system.
Coach, thank you so much for your time.
No, thanks for being here.
And so you mentioned, right, you don't really have a starting lineup now. Does that mean 2 weeks from now we can see 10 more? How many guys might be early this season going to be in that rotation?
I think you're going to see a lot of guys early on. And I want to give guys an opportunity. Right now what we're trying to figure out is what's the best combination. Who plays the best out there together? Who can we do this? And it changes, right? We haven't done a game. We have 2 close scrimmages. It's not with bright lights, with people in the stands. That changes things. So we're going to go into every game with a game plan, and whoever's playing the best that night, that's who's going to play. We share that with our team all the time. And maybe it's a matchup. Maybe it's something that this team does that this guy's really good at, and he gets more minutes. And that's why we've moved guys around all summer. So I think everybody's played with everybody. Everybody's been on cherry. Everybody's been on white. We mix it around. And then I think as you go through the season, you start to tighten your rotation as you go through it.
With all the unknowns, all the variables, what defines success for you this year?
Getting better each and every day. I want to see progress. That's a big thing we talk about, progress. I think right now we're so result driven in practice. I miss a shot, but man, we set a great screen. We gotta talk about that, getting a guy open. Like, that's good, shots are gonna come, things like that. So we tried preaching that with our guys. Like, don't worry right now too much on what the outcome is, on the make or miss, or I lost this drill. Did we compete? Did we get better? That's how I judge our practice. Did we get better today than we were yesterday? And that's something we're gonna take throughout us. You know, we're not gonna talk a lot about winning through the games and losing. You know, guys I've worked for, mentors of mine, kind of just talk about being the best you can, compete for 40 minutes, and playing your best basketball at the end of the season. And we just want to keep taking steps, climbing in the right direction. Final question?
You know, you had like 5 or 6 guys, Taj, most of the transfers, right? Quante, Jordan Briley, who played very little, right? Or didn't play at all last year. Do you see, like, those guys in particular who've been waiting? Do you see that in practice and
Yeah.
what they want to get going here?
There's a hunger, right? That's what you want. You want your guys to be hungry. I want practice to be harder than a game. We talk about it all the time. I want you to calm down, slow down when the game comes. So right now, practice is competitive. We got guys competing. I think it's because nobody's been promised they'd start or none of this. So those guys that haven't played much right now have an opportunity. And we're giving them that opportunity. Now they got to show what can they do. And, you know, that's something that's been really important to us. We do a drill every day in practice. It's called Red Zone. And it's an end-of-game scenario every single day. It could be the first thing we do, it could be the last thing, it could be in the middle. I never tell them when it's coming. They hear the whistle, and it's to see how do we react. Here's the situation. Minute 10 to go, down 4, your ball, side OB. I have no timeouts left. Let's see how you communicate. And we're trying to see who can perform under those, stressful situations, so that when we get to those in the game, hey, we did this in practice. We've been in this situation. We're good. And that's what we've been really trying to do. And those guys have been really hungry to come in and compete.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.